There we go. Yeah, we're live, guys. I was so scared because I wasn't hearing anything. We're just me without Tom. It's not even let me talk, you know.
It's just talk.
But yeah. No, I was saying, like, I was honestly so jealous, like, seeing, like, going on Instagram and seeing, like, everyone, oh my god, we're in Paris, we're in, like, Cyprus, we're in wherever. I'm like, I'm just stuck in rainy Glasgow. Kind of sucked, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Did you go anywhere?
No, I was here too.
Oh my god. No fun stories.
We did hang out.
No?
We had fun.
I feel like the week went really quick for me as well.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like, I just kind of slept the whole time. I have a really comfortable bed back at home, and like my bed is like terrible in St Andrews, so I made the most of it. And just slept the whole time.
Topper.
I really should.
I have a mattress topper. It's the best.
Yeah. All right. Okay. No more shit talking. We're gonna get right into it. Okay. So you guys are both members of Women in STEM. What? And you're the founder, right, Lotti?
Yes, well, I'm the founder, as in it was kind of my initial idea, but then I got Sophia in very early, and she was like essentially helped with the whole process.
So like, if you can explain a bit of the process, because I have like no idea how you guys would just go about making a society, you know?
Yeah, that was me last summer. I just kind of knew that I wanted to do it, so I started kind of emailing people at the union and saying, hey, I want to do this, what are the next steps, what do I have to do? And then, I essentially realized that it was up to me, and the only thing that I needed to do at some point was affiliating, which we still have not done.
What's that?
Oh, it's kind of the process of being affiliated with the university, so then you get like...
What, so you guys aren't like affiliated with the uni yet?
Not yet.
We're just waiting on it. I think they just...
Oh, if you like put in like an application or something. Then.
Yeah, they have a bit of a process that takes a bit of time.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of annoying.
But yeah, that's kind of the main headache, is just kind of getting all that paperwork done and everything.
It's paperwork. Oh my god.
To open a bank account.
You have to open a bank account. Wow.
I had no idea.
I do find it kind of crazy that there hasn't been like a woman in STEM society before this. Like, yeah, I'm guessing you must have like looked around and been like, why isn't there one? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I remember when I was like looking at St Andrews before even like, I don't think I was even accepted yet. I was just looking at all the like different societies and stuff and thinking about what I could do if I was here. And I was just looking for a women in STEM society, and there wasn't one. So I like, even coming here, I kind of already had that in the back of my mind.
Wow.
To do it.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously as a fresher, you don't really feel equipped to do it. So I felt like I
Yeah.
There is women in computer science, which like shout out to women in computer science, but it's not encompassing of like all STEM degrees. So.
And so what kind of events and activities have you guys thought about like doing or do?
Well, we have some fun like social events. We're doing a pub quiz tournament this semester. And then we also have had like a picnic social, and we're doing a social called Vodka Invent. But then more on the serious side or the academic side, we're doing panels. So on March 10th, we're doing a PhD panel for PhD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, current women PhD students to share their experience.
In St Andrews?
Yeah, in a Q&A for the undergrads. So it'll just be a bit of like a community bridging event.
Oh, wow.
And
did you guys set that up then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
We had help from our committee. It was amazing. But yeah, pretty much. Just kind of figured out that we wanted to do that. That would be a good way of kind of getting people into like the post-grad aspect of STEM, which in St Andrews there is a lot of like women in undergrad STEM fields. Like you'll look around in the bio lecture, there's going to be a lot of women, but as soon as you get to that kind of part where it's like, oh, postgrad and actual like making a career out of it, it gets less and less women, and that's kind of where we want to bridge the gap with that event.
So why do you think that is then? Do you think there's like a main reason why there seems to be like less and less women as you go further into the degree?
I think there's plenty of reasons. I think a lot of them have to do with the society that we live in, and just that it's more expected of women to one, like, oh, you'll have kids and then you're less likely to pursue a career in science, because it's a very intense career, and there's a lot of like, it's very unstable.
Yeah.
And then I think also with just the upbringing, you never really get told, oh, you could be a scientist. Like, it's not really something that's on your mind. So I think that for a lot of women, it's not a career path they have in mind.
Do you think you guys personally have felt sort of like discouraged from pursuing like STEM at any point?
I wouldn't say discouraged as much as it wasn't pushed as an option for me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know how else to say that. It's not as in I wanted to do a STEM degree or have a dream to do a career in STEM, and people were like, "Oh, you shouldn't do it." It was more so, like growing up, it was never in the discussion that like getting into like any sciences, like I do geoscience. Like it really hasn't been like, it was never. I want to say it wasn't encouraged or like really talked about as much as like more conventional degree pathways might have been. And I also think like a lot of our parents wouldn't have had, like our mothers supposedly wouldn't have had as many opportunities to get into STEM. So it just becomes a bit generational where like the first female professor of physics at the University of St. Andrews is not old and still works here. Mm-hmm. Like she's still teaching. She's like, and she's the first ever in all of St. Andrews history. So I think, and she's younger than my mom. So like,
yeah, my mom always used to say, like, you know, you're saying like similar things that like she was told that she could either work in a bank or be a secretary, and that was her two options after school. And she's always telling me, Calum, like, I'm so jealous of like, you know, like the way things are are progressing to now, where like, you know, like maybe if I'd been pushed or if I'd seen the sort of options that you like, if I had the sort of options that you guys had, I might have been more encouraged to take, you know, a career in STEM or, you know, something else. Yeah. But yeah, I think maybe we can. Do you guys think that it's sort of come on sort of like leaps and bounds, especially like with the sort of accessibility and like maybe encouragement as well? And do you think it will continue to sort of grow?
I do think that we've come quite a way in that there is definitely a progress being made, and that more women and people just get more into science, and that there's like a shift from the traditional roles into a more equal society, but there's still so much to be done.
What's the end goal then? What's to be done?
Well, I think that's two different questions. But
that's true.
The end goal would just be a freedom of choice in any kind of matter, and that the fact like that your gender wouldn't be kind of a predictor for where you end up in life and what career path you take. And we're not saying like, oh, all women need to go into science. Like, no. We're just saying we want to make sure that all young girls even think about science as an option and feel like that's a path they can take and that they might want to take, or if not, then that's fine as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think in terms of like a statistic, so obviously right now I think it's something like 70% it's usually around like 3/4 of STEM is like male dominated. Do you think it would be like the end goal is 50-50?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's never going to be perfect 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, essentially.
I think it's just, it doesn't have to be like obviously having a good balance is a goal, but it's mainly just having pathways with no roadblocks for women to do what women want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's going to equate to, at one point, this might be decades or hundreds of years from now, I have no idea, but I think that's going to end up like just naturally being 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think putting like a specific statistic or number on it is going to help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about removing gender roles from professions,
Uh-huh.
I think, and then people having the ability to choose based on what their genuine interest is and not what they've been conditioned to think that they like.
Mm-hmm. So, I like I said again, I think it's like pretty crazy that the women in STEM society is like only just like a thing, you know. Where do you guys see the society being like after you guys leave? Because obviously you guys are the ones that started it. Where do you see it like progressing in maybe like 3 years time, 4 years time?
I have big plans.
Let's hear them.
The legacy.
I mean, like this will be quite a while into the future, but the vision, and this might be unrealistic, I have no idea, but the vision for me would also be that we don't only operate within the university, but maybe that we have outreach programs where we go to local high schools and we go in and we talk to the young girls there and talk about what we do as students and talk about our fields and why we love what we do, and just kind of set an example or give them an example of what it would be like to study a science. That's like one of the things that I think would be very, very fun and exciting to do, but that would take a lot of planning.
Yeah. I think one of our conversations at the very beginning, as a very distant dream, would be like a woman in STEM scholarship that we could fundraise for, which I don't know how possible that would be, but just doing something to genuinely help women enter STEM careers. And yeah.
So you're talking about like going into like local high schools and stuff like that. That's sort of like, do you think that's like sort of like representation? I'm guessing that's kind of what you'd want to push. And I feel like, I mean, you'll know no more than me, but how important do you think representation is?
I think incredibly important. I think that goes for anything really. Just seeing someone that you can relate to, doing something that you want to do, just has such a tremendous effect on how you kind of also perceive yourself, and like, because then you can kind of picture yourself better actually doing it, which is I think the first step to then pursuing that goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like seeing is believing, and like I just think like if like younger girls can see their future, then they can maybe get.
Oh no! Have you just destroyed your jumper?
I think it's fine.
I just noticed I wanted to let you know before it got worse.
It's great though.
In the midst of our passionate discussion, Lotti has ruined her jumper.
It's okay.
Well done.
It has some pasta sauce stains on it anyways, which I'm not
Okay, yeah,
about.
fair
This
enough.
is a pretty new jumper though.
No.
So it's a bit sad.
I know, it looks nice as well.
I feel like,
To be fair, this is not the worst that has happened to me.
yeah, it's kind of festive.
I get like so many like paint and pen stains on like all my clothes, and I was out at dinner with because my mum and dad came up and like they dropped me off. We went out for dinner, and I had trousers on.
Oh, wait, where did you go?
We went Moza.
Ooh,
I want to kind of gossip about Moza, low-key, but well, I'll try and keep it short. They took like an hour for our pizzas. I was so mad.
Monza can be so slow.
I don't know.
but it's worth it.
I was really mad. It was worth it, yeah, I'll be honest. But yeah, I had like stains all over my jumper and over my jeans, and my mum literally told me, like as we were walking, and she was like, "Calum, you are a mess." I was like, "Well, I can go back and change." She's like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just have to go into the restaurant with you looking like that." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough." But yeah, I'm sorry, Mum. I love you. Anyway, okay, representation. Is there any main like figures or like women in STEM or just like women in general that you guys kind of look up to and admire and that have helped you kind of carve your own sort of path in STEM?
I think that the entire like earth science department here is very admirable. Especially, of course, I like the staff members that are women. Like I just think, but outside of like our immediate realm, I think there's a lot of really great female scientists. Like historically and currently, like one of my favorite, more historic female scientists is Rachel Carson, who wrote Silent Spring, which started like modern environmental movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, Lottie, if you have.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many women who do amazing research all of the time, constantly. But someone who kind of stands out to me is Brenda Milner, who's, she was a neuroscientist. She's still alive, she's 104, I just looked her up. And she did amazing research in the like 1950s, 60s on just memory and really kind of established that field of memory research.
Mm-hmm.
Some more sciencey people of you might know patient HM, who was really integral to kind of establishing that field. So that's someone I kind of look up to, but I wouldn't say that I have like a role model where I would say I want to be like them.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's like kind of the combined force of seeing women achieve these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just the the visibility and representation that really like. I think it's a more like positive learning environment to be able to learn from people who you can feel that you more closely relate to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're going to try and go for a song break if I can master the thing in front of me. Well, we will certainly try. Okay. This is Stevie Wonder, Superstition, and we will see you guys after a short break. And we are back. Okay. Still, the sound's not coming in the headphones, which is really annoying.
I have it in mine.
Do you have it in yours?
Yeah, it's really loud.
Okay, so are my headphones just... Hold on.
To be fair,
I can hear you now.
I can hear myself now.
Lotti.
Sophia.
Oh, wait. Is mine not turned all the way up? What about now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Like,
I can hear you, yeah.
Well,
Tell
it's
you-
just you that can't hear it.
I don't matter. It's fine. Okay. Okay, that was... What was that? It was Superstition by Stevie Wonder. I mean, not very on theme, but we were like really panicking. We couldn't really think of like a women in STEM song. We had a decent one for Marxism last week, which was quite cool. We had for the Scottish independence. We had I Want to Break Free, which I thought was really funny.
If anyone has a good woman in STEM song, send it
Yeah,
my way.
please let us know.
Also,
Yeah.
if anyone wants to create a jingle for the Women in STEM Society, let me know.
I feel like it would be really catchy too.
You guys will get tons of people as well wanting to do that. I feel that'd be quite cool.
Advertisement, women in STEM sock, jingle,
We also still need a logo.
logo.
Come on, I'll do the logo. I will still do the logo. What would you guys want on the logo? Have you guys been thinking about
Well,
this?
we were thinking we'd really like some merch.
Yeah, we really do want to do.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, think like you would
this
get.
is a vision, yeah.
I want like a crew neck with like VP on the.
You guys have really thought about this. Hold on.
No, me and Lottie have so many dreams. We're ambitious. Like,
All the conversations are just women in STEM.
Like t-shirts, like women in STEM t-shirts.
Yeah, also like maybe a mug. Like we were thinking if you could have like if we had like a professor or someone on for a panel, just get them like a little mug as a thank you.
like,
And they could like drink out of it, be like a
Mm.
Oh my God.
STEM.
or something people can sew into their lab coat, like on the inside, so it doesn't like ruin the integrity.
Oh, that was a shout. You get those like women in STEM like.
Phone wallets,
Yeah, also
wallets?
stickers.
everything.
Oh my
No,
God.
we have so many dreams.
We're building a business right now. I mean,
But we don't make money. Just
do you guys? Yeah, how would you guys even go about that? Do you think you'd get like if you really wanted to do it, would you get like a fund from like the university to do that, or would you guys have to just do it out of your own money?
Well, we would sell it. So we would find a third party who produces the merch and then upsell it. Not like by like a but just enough to cover the cost and
Yeah.
pay back
And
the
then-
thing.
any additional like money could go towards maybe a scholarship.
Merch fundraising for Women in STEM scholarship?
Oh, wow, we have so many ideas.
Wait, do you want to? We should.
We should do that.
I feel like a lot of people like high up in the university would definitely like listen and like take on your ideas. Like these are really good ideas, guys. Like I would definitely see. I mean, obviously you guys are very busy, but you guys should definitely think about seeing if there's like people that can help you like
Yeah.
make these things happen. 'Cause they're good ideas.
Never too busy for women in
Never
STEM.
too busy.
Well, I was going to ask about like being busy and stuff because you guys seem like you guys are really busy and taking on something like this, like something that's probably very time draining. I'm assuming. Like, how do you guys fit this into your schedule? Like,
Well, I think first off is because like I love doing women in STEM work just because it's something I'm passionate about. So I don't ever like feel like I don't want to do this. But also it's like a good way of procrastinating actual essay work or like academic work without feeling like you're being unproductive. So I'll just if I don't feel like doing my essay or whatever or my lab report, then I'll just do women in STEM work instead.
Yeah. I feel like everything is just a balance, and I think like contributing to something that could have a positive impact in the community. Like, also, I feel like we have our committee too. They do a lot of our work.
who's on your committee? Do I know anyone on your committee?
Maybe we can go through everyone.
Sure.
I don't think you do actually.
Yeah. But it never feels like work. Like,
No.
because I feel like everyone's friends, and it's just like very low key.
Yeah, it's a good environment, definitely.
That's
Yeah.
cute. That's nice.
And like me and Lotti are kind of friends, so it just works out.
Kind of friends.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know about
that's
that.
a little bit of beef. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Are you trying to take the spot as the president?
I could never.
Oh my god, it's intrigue.
It's gonna be like usurping.
I'm a usurper.
Oh.
I just have to like pretend to be friends for long.
How, are you eyeing up the next president already, Lottie? Have you got your successor?
Oh my god.
See about that.
Because yeah, like I mean, we're in second year right now. I can't believe we're in second year. Like we're almost at the end of second year. It's wild.
Closer to like 4th year. So.
I have like
I
one
know.
assignment left before honors,
That's so good.
or like
Oh.
2, maybe 3. But
So you have like a year and a half to think of who's going to be your successor. Who's?
Well, to be fair, technically, I could be voted out of office at any point.
Well,
that's
can
so
you?
true.
Are you guys
Yeah.
got like a sort of?
Yeah, we have a constitution, and it was very important to us that we have people on committee who want to be on committee and who want to put in the time and the effort. So there is a clause in our constitution that if someone's not doing their job, then they can be voted out of committee. That applies
Yeah.
to me and Sophia as well.
Mhm.
So technically, you could get rid of me in some kind of way.
Yeah,
And
I could campaign against you. I could be like, Lottie does not do her job. Like,
So did you guys go through like a sort of like application process or like interview process? Like I'm picturing like a judge panel,
No.
a stage, like
no, we didn't pick. We had a fair and anonymous ballot, like a EGM. So me and Lottie had the same voting power as any member of Women in STEM Society.
Mhm.
We're democratically elected, I suppose.
yeah.
Well, no, actually, no, we're actually the only 2 non-elected committee members.
Oh, yeah,
oh,
because in order to affiliate, you need to kind of name the the president and the treasurer.
Yeah,
So we kind of already assigned roles.
yeah, but that's kind of legal within the
Yeah.
union realms. So, but at any point, the committee could vote against us.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Um.
hope they don't if they listen to this.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm trying to think what I would if I was to start a society, what it would be. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be anywhere near as important as a women in STEM society. So I'd probably like, because I remember you talking to me and you were saying like some of the societies are so like are so silly, and it'd be so difficult to like. I'm not gonna quote you, but like it must be kind of difficult to like maintain enthusiasm for like kind of what was made as essentially a joke, if that makes sense. You know,
Yeah, I think it's just that because with Women in STEM, like the purpose is so crystal clear to me that's kind of what keeps me going.
Yeah.
All, like the process of affiliation, which is like a big process. So I thought it was kind of funny that there's like societies that go through all this for like a little laugh.
Yeah.
I guess it really helps because like the society is like so closely connected to what you actually study as well. So
Yeah.
like, you know, like it doesn't seem like you're adding on too much effort. It just seems like you're kind of sort of just
Yeah.
staying in that bubble of like STEM work.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does tie in nicely, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially because I think both of us want to continue in our studies after this. So it's like, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
It's
feel like we're
part
also
of-
kind of advocating for our own future.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and just trying to get the skills
Mm-hmm.
to.
When did you guys like? Hold on. When did you guys know that you wanted to be like in the subject that you're in? So I'm curious about this.
Ooh. Do you want to go first?
Are you guys been?
I
Have you
have
guys
a
been?
long
I have a long
story about
journey.
that.
Yeah, I wanna-
think
I wanna
we've
hear
actually
it.
something. So I actually I went to a different university before this in America for
Oh,
one
really?
semester, and I studied IR.
How old are you?
I'm 20. I took like imagine it like one gap year, but instead of like doing a gap year, I
Gap year.
instead like went to school, like so went to uni somewhere else, and then like worked. And
Yeah.
came here eventually, but then when did I actually listen to a podcast
We're the same.
by from NPR called 2 Heartbeats a Minute, and it's a really beautiful podcast, and I was like, wow, I love environmental science.
Yeah.
And now I don't even study. Well, I guess I low-key study environmental science, but I mainly do geology. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a very similar story in that all throughout high school I thought I was going to study history. Like I was the biggest history nerd. And then I decided, actually, because it was COVID, so I couldn't really travel during my gap year. So instead, I just enrolled at university in Berlin. And I decided I'm going to try anything that's not history to see if I like it. And if not, I'm just going to study history. So I randomly chose psychology. I got in and I just had this really, really great lecture series on neurobiology, which I thought was fucking fascinating. And then I also read some books on neuroscience and neuropsychology by Oliver Sacks, for example. And yeah, I just worked a bit and I applied here. Initially, I thought about applying for history, but then I just decided, I love neuroscience, and I've stuck with it, and I do still love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's kind of fun. We do have we have a similar humanities to STEM path.
Yeah. I never expected that you would have done history. I don't know.
No, I took ancient history and modern history in my first year as my extra.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, did you do it with Martin Hansen then? Because they did modern history, right?
Yeah, I did modern history my second semester.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that must be so cool. I didn't realize.
It was fun, but also I was kind of happy to then just drop it.
Yeah. What kind of history into then?
I thought I was into ancient history, but that turns out not to be the case. I really enjoyed the 1918 post World War I period in Germany, because there was a lot of social change and just there was also a lot of potential to go in a very different direction than Germany ended up going, which is very interesting to explore. So I think that's kind of my the thing I'm most interested in history.
Mm-hmm. Just sort of early 20th century Germany.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I quite like parts of history. We only learn about Scottish parts of history in primary school and high school. So the Scottish Wars of Independence, William Wallace, and all that. We didn't get to watch Braveheart, which sucked because it was kind of gory. But then I remember that I was really interested in quite a lot of the Scottish Wars of Independence, but then I really got into me and my mum were obsessed with a show called Deutschland '83, which is about East and West Germany, and my mum is really interested in, because it's she lived through that. She wasn't in Germany or anything, but she just finds it so crazy that it wasn't as documented, it wasn't very well documented in the UK, and she was a teenager growing up, and she can only imagine what it must have been like for people her age and parts of Germany at the time. And so she took a trip. She took us all. We usually do this pin in the map thing if we go on holiday in Europe, and we do a little pin in the map to see where we go.
That's so fun.
Yeah. Oh. But it was totally rigged because she really wanted to go to Berlin, and she went, "Oh my God, we're going to Berlin, guys!" So we went to Berlin. I think 2019 as well. And didn't we say that you were working in a chocolate shop that I went into, and this was before we knew each other?
I wasn't working in that chocolate shop. I was working the street down from that in Asher Research Institute. But yeah, it was very close, and it's kind of funny to think about that you were there while I was there.
That's crazy, because it was October time. It was October 2019, so I don't know what you would have been doing at that time. But
you guys could have passed in the street.
Can you imagine?
That would have been funny.
My God, that would have been so
weird. You
weird.
never would have known.
And I always say Berlin was one of my favorite places that I've been to. I think up there with Copenhagen. I really liked Copenhagen.
I've heard good things about Copenhagen.
Yeah, we had there was a Lego, because obviously in Copenhagen it's Lego's huge. So
Obviously.
there
How could it not be? Classic.
And we did a building thing. It was for an hour, and all the kids came, and we started building, and they gave us tons of Lego bricks, and it was a competition, and it was so funny because me and my brother thought we were kind of good at building Legos and stuff, but against these kids from Copenhagen, we were so bad. These kids were making the most insane architecture I've ever seen. And me and my brother just made a little house with a roof, and it fell down. We're
That's such a random way to be humble.
Yeah, humble.
We were so humbled.
The Danish children.
We were so humbled.
The children of Copenhagen.
because like Lego's from Denmark, so I have a feeling they're like, okay, maybe I should have given that context.
I do feel like I was in like a Legoland in Denmark at some point in my life, but it's a very weird random memory.
Mhm.
I've never been to Denmark, and I've only been to Germany for 5 minutes. Because I was
Come to Berlin.
yeah.
Friends, I am from Berlin.
I would love to.
Oh yeah, did you say where you're from?
Oh, I'm from.
I should have asked you guys that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Long Island in New York.
Long
so,
Island.
Like, non-New York City, New York.
Is that where Pete Davidson's from?
It may be. People always ask me this, but I don't know if it's true or false. So I'm gonna claim Pete though right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Is there beef between New York and New Jersey?
no, it's just that New York is like a great state, and then there's New Jersey. So I don't think it's beef. It's just like
I feel like I'm getting this.
Better than the other one.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
getting this from Friends. I don't know why.
no,
I
no,
feel like they
no.
have
You're
Why might
like
you
there can't be beef because like beef
Yeah.
offers some comparison that maybe like
There's no dispute.
there's no dispute, there's no beef. It's just objective truth.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have like a place you want to go, or you haven't visited yet? You want to go?
I really want to go to
I've
New
been
Zealand.
everywhere.
Oh.
No, New Zealand
I want to go to New
Okay.
Zealand.
Yeah, there's so many places. I think New Zealand, yeah, is number one. Just because it's great. It has mountains, but it also has the coast. It has great landscapes. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. It just sounds great.
It's amazing. We do women in STEM trip to New Zealand. We
my
we have
God.
so many plans.
We just gonna brand everything that we do together as like women and stuff.
Yeah. It's just-
Would you guys have like? I mean, because it seems like you guys have definitely got like tons of like really cool ideas that I think you should definitely pursue with. But is there any like kind of short term? Like, what's the sort of like short term goal? I mean, maybe in like the end of the semester, what would you guys want the society to do or to have gained? Or
affiliation.
We really want to affiliate.
We really want to affiliate
Desperately.
so badly.
wait, so go over affiliation one more time. It's just like it gives you kind of like association with the university. Is that
Yeah.
Right,
So
what's the benefits that brings?
you can book union space. So right now, if we want to host a meeting, like we can't book a room in the union,
Shit.
and
You can apply for funding.
apply for funding.
So
Like it just allows you to do so a lot of some societies choose not to affiliate,
It
and
does come with some rules.
it comes with rules and regulations. But I think because we're such a closely academic society, I think affiliation would be in our best interest.
Yeah. I think
of course, like I mean, in all honesty, I'm kind of surprised that it's taken this long. I mean, no shots being fired at all, but it's like if you think about it, surely like every other society didn't have to wait this long. Like, because if you're waiting, like what? That's almost like a full semester for a village.
Full year.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out with the bank account and stuff, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we are hopeful for the future. But aside from affiliation, I think we're really excited about our 2 panels this semester because.
Oh yeah, talk to me more about the 2 panels.
Well, on March 10th, which is Friday.
Yeah, that's this Friday, 6 p.m. In the Arts Building, the Arts Lecture Theatre, I think it is.
Oh wait, is it like is this?
This Friday.
This Friday?
Soon.
Yeah, everybody should turn.
Oh
out.
my god.
Yeah, we'll have 5 amazing speakers on, and they come from very different STEM subjects. I think we have chemistry, psychology, physics, and also
Earth
sciences,
science.
which Sophia is incredibly excited about. And yeah, they're just going to essentially be there to kind of talk about their journey into STEM and their PhD journey, and then answer literally any audience questions
Mhm.
they might
Yep.
have, because I feel like just like doing a PhD is such a mystery to a lot of people, and it's such a unique thing that just kind of gaining that insight and talking to people who have been through the process of currently doing it,
Mhm.
it's just very helpful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's interesting that you say that. Like, do you think you're at a stage? Well, because obviously you're talking about you'd want to go into high schools and stuff. Like, how would you like if there was like young girls in high school thinking about taking a career in STEM, and maybe they're even thinking like neuroscience or earth science or whatever. How would you kind of not advertise, but how would you kind of explain the course and like what just all everything to do with neuroscience? How would you advertise it to them? How would you present it to them.
It's great.
It's great. You should do it.
It's so fun.
I generally do love neuroscience because the brain to me is it's such a mystery still that even though I think it's that we only know 20% of what the brain actually is doing, and slowly we're getting the technologies now that are gonna be helpful to further investigate the brain. But it's a very new science as well, and the tools to actually properly investigate it are just now being developed. So I think, just think about it, neuroscience is kind of the science of understanding how we perceive things, how we generate thoughts, actions, sleep, anything that is your reality. And our reality is subjective. Everyone is experiencing a different reality based on what their brain essentially is producing, which I think is just fascinating, getting to the root of that. I don't think there's, to me at least, there's nothing more fascinating than understanding that. So, yeah.
And I guess same question to you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be pretty difficult to top. That was
so
pretty good.
Well, if you like rock, no, rocks. Earth science. I mean, I love earth science because we get to do a lot of field work. So I feel like some of the other sciences like chem and neuroscience might be more confined to the lab, but earth science is you can end up in careers that spend 80 to 90% outside time, and it is, as much as I think it's a curiosity in the same way as neuroscience is understanding the world around you, but then instead of understanding how how people are perceiving it, it's just understanding how the earth system functions. And I think it can be really exciting to be able to understand the environments that we live in and how things change over time. And I don't know. I honestly, I just like being outside. I like rocks. So can't really top the really poetic neuroscience answer. But I don't know.
Okay, so I'm ozone layer.
That was our lecture today, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
Do tell about it.
Yeah.
Well,
because the thing is, with an environmental, I don't even know,
environmental earth science, yeah.
Just with, being nice to the environment and stuff. I hear all these kind of words thrown around, like ozone layer, carbon, and stuff.
So
I'm not grasping it.
So Earth has an atmosphere, which is a collection of gases that are held to Earth by our gravity, the gravitational force of Earth, because everything's attracted. And so ozone's referring to a collective layer of O3, so oxygen with a subscript 3, and it it protects organisms on Earth from UV rays by deflecting them. This is a lot of pressure. But in the 50s to 90s era, the mid to late 20th century, people started making hair products and refrigerators with something in it called a chlorofluorocarbon, which destroys ozone. And so, especially around the poles, the South Pole, especially in the Antarctica region, we're getting areas in the atmosphere with no ozone. And then
wow,
there's a layer of ozone that if it gets so small, people in southern Argentina were being advised to not go outside in the middle of the day because of the really high risk of getting a melanoma. But luckily, ozone layer protection has been some of the most successful environmental protection on an international level ever seen, which is not comparable to the big carbon word. But
this is not officially also an educating podcast.
This is officially educating, and I don't.
It's always been an educating podcast.
This is not sponsored by correct information. Do you want the carbon too?
I was gonna say no, but of course, you guys are here to teach me stuff.
Yeah.
I started this with the idea that there is so many people in this university with completely different experiences, completely different areas of expertise. I'm coming to a place where I could learn so much from so many different people, and let's let's kind of just use the kind of inferiority syndrome or whatever you want to call it to, you know, give it some use and literally just admit that I don't know everything or don't know anything. Bring people in to tell me stuff. So this is exactly what what you know, Let Me Talk is all about.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. I've learned so much random shit. Like, I think because it was so funny how we went from like really politics heavy based, like we did like the Scottish independent stuff, to then just like Formula One.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know, a wide range of stuff, guys. It's very fun to like just learn about things that, you know, is completely new to you.
Yeah.
I think
It's really cool because everyone in St. Andrews is pretty smart, and they mostly know things about stuff. You can also learn those things.
Because I usually ask people like my question, like if I usually scout out who I want to have on the show, like, and if they answer the questions like if they answer questions I ask them like in a specific way, I'm like, yeah, you can definitely be on the show. So like I usually ask someone like, if you could talk about something like forever, like what could it be? Or like if you could talk about something and just keep going, what would it be?
Whales.
Whales?
I love whales.
What about whales? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you go.
Mine would be neuroscience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I've had so many weird ones. Like Kip, I'm gonna shout out Kip. I think he said horses. We just talk about horses for ages. And like my friend Oscar said that he could talk about the internet, just like how it's changed like everything. I was like, oh, could be interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might take Oscar over Kip. I won't lie.
What would you talk about?
What I talk about? I don't know. I think I could talk about film for a while.
That's good.
But I always have the fear that there's people that know way more than me.
Yeah.
You know? So I always hate the idea that I'm giving a strong opinion that could be so easily debunked by someone that knows more than me.
I mean, to be fair, but with film, isn't it all about having different opinions?
Yeah.
They can argue against it, but...
It's true. I do hate when people say, have you seen this film? And I haven't seen it.
Ooh.
And like, and when I say no, like I can see the sort of like the win in their face, being like, haha, he hasn't seen it, you know.
Have you seen Arrival?
Yes, I have.
That's like one of my favorite movies.
I found it kind of boring.
No.
It was a very interesting way to like show aliens.
Yeah, I think it comes across as slow to some viewers, but I think it's very, I don't know. I can see why you would think it was boring though. I can appreciate that. Because
it was like Oscar, like it was in and around the Oscars as well, I think.
Yeah.
So I was expecting it to be. I mean, I feel like with Oscar movies, there's like a certain kind of structure with the films.
It flunked when they put it out in the theaters. Like it completely flunked, and then it ended up getting nominated, and then they put it back in the theaters, I think. Mm-hmm. And then people were like, "Oh, this is so good," but I always liked it.
Maybe it's a similar thing with like Space Odyssey, for example. Like the fact that everyone thought it'd be like, oh, sci-fi, it's gonna be like Star Wars, and then like they realized it was sort of like more of like a, you know, like more abstract than that. Because
it's kind of an alien movie, but it's mainly a conversation about time.
Yeah.
Which
I guess it's just on the surface, it's like an alien movie, but the real the spine of it is, you know, completely different. It's like my dad always tells me when he was young, he went to see Space Odyssey, 2001, and his parents took him to see it, and they thought it was going to be like Star Wars. And my dad's like 4 or 5 years old at this point, and they're sitting watching like 2001: A Space Odyssey, being like, "What the hell is even going on right now? Where's all the lasers and shooting? Why am I just watching someone like just run up a wall for like 2 hours?" Like, so I remember that being so funny when my dad told me about that. Yeah. Okay, we have 4 minutes left. I think we can play another song. I have. Okay, what were we thinking, guys? I have High School Musical. We're all in this together from last year.
Yes.
From last week. Is that an immediate yes, guys? Yeah. Do we want to?
Yeah, I feel like that would be good.
Okay. Is there anything you guys would like to shout out or talk about before we go?
Yes, I think, again, the postgrad panel on March 10th, we're also planning, essentially, we're just calling it a professor panel, but it's on gender equality in physics and maths. We're thinking about maybe extending it to other subjects as well. That's going to be on April 14th, and then we will be hosting a pub quiz most likely on March 8th, which is International Women's Day. It might be pushed another date, but yeah, just check out socials, which are womeninstem.soc on Instagram, and yeah, for any updates.
Yeah, get it followed, guys.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I'm sure they deliver great content.
Truly, our social media reps are very talented on campus.
You guys should do like polls and stuff.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a Q&A section before our panel on Friday,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
keep an eye out if anybody wants to submit questions. So you don't have to like raise your hand.
Honestly, it's a very good idea to do like if you guys can figure out how to get a podcast, like if you like a women in STEM like
Women in STEM
podcast, you guys can just branch out, have your monopoly.
Yeah. me and Patty are slowly gonna take over with our ambition.
You're gonna take over St Andrews. I know you are.
Yeah.
I mean, if any women in STEM are listening and want to be part of the society, like
Yeah, please. Yeah, everybody's so welcome. I actually think we're a very welcoming society.
I'd hope so.
No, but like I don't think it's like because it's very new. Everybody.
Is the requirements women in STEM?
No.
No.
Anyway.
I mean, technically, if you're like a film student and you want to pay membership, please. But anyone's welcome. Anyone.
So a man in humanities could join the women in STEM.
If you support women in STEM, then you should support women in
do
STEM
it.
society.
I
I think
see.
it's as simple as that.
Okay. Well, it was lovely to talk to you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a while, so this has been nice.
Yeah.
And we'll finish with some High School Musical. We're all in this together.
Amazing.
This has been Let Me Talk. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.